everyone, it's Jack and Adam from Cultaholic.com, and you're right.
I'm good.
Yeah,
just excited for WrestleMania, the G1 Climax, NXT TakeOver, loads of indie events, Joey Janela's big old cock party.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
G1 Supercard. This is all of the news from today, and we'll not get any more show names wrong. First of all, a major WWE tag team have signed new contracts with the company. Next up, All Elite Wrestling's announced team has been revealed. And finally, Seth Rollins has commented on Dean Ambrose's impending departure from WWE. So first and foremost, what up, Oos?
What up, Oos? We're not cool enough for that, Jack.
No, we're not. We're certainly not. The mystery tag team that has signed a new WWE contract.
Who can it be?
Is the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. One of the strongest tag teams in WWE, I'd say.
You know what? I'm going to go balls to the wall here. They're the best tag team in the world. I'm not even joking.
Ooh.
No, seriously.
Okay.
I think they've been consistently brilliant for so many years. They're incredible in the ring. They're only limited by WWE as to what they can do in the ring. There's such good promos that people don't often talk about enough. They're just the total package. They're so good.
It's certainly a big deal for WWE to re-sign these two because they are so good and so consistent. And since they were allowed to, you know, they're not exactly heels right now, but since they were allowed to be a bit more edgy and be a bit more cool, then they've really flourished. Yeah,
they're a great example of what tweeners really are. They're badass when they need to be, but I guess they were on the babyface team this week on SmackDown, I guess.
But I see what you mean.
They're characters with actual depth, and they feel like real people. Like you believe what you're seeing when you watch them. I think they're so good. Yeah,
they've signed a 5-year contract extension, I guess. They've signed a new contract for 5 years with a pay rise, according to PW Insider, and it sort of puts to bed a lot of the rumours that they were going to go to All Elite Wrestling. And I honestly thought, you know what, maybe. I would have been surprised if they had gone.
Yeah.
But it wasn't out of the realms of possibility. It was around that sort of time when the story started to emerge where anyone could go to all sorts of wrestlers were being reported as being unhappy backstage or whatever.
They would be a valuable asset to any company. The speculation sort of reached its fever pitch when Daddy-Use, Rikishi, made some sort of cryptic Instagram post that sort of insinuated that they were indeed ending their journey with WWE and we're going to be moving across. But no, I'm really, really happy that they're sticking about, and I think the 5-year deal shows just how valued they are to that company. They're a team that can drag a good match out of absolutely anyone.
Yes, they are. And I think that maybe, because All Elite Wrestling, I guess, because they haven't announced much of the roster right now, they have stated that there's going to be an emphasis on tag team wrestling. And so far, you know, they've got the Bucks pending on in Phoenix. But I think you're right, the Usos would have been, even with teams who are on the same level as them, or you could even argue better than them, they would have still been a huge addition to that tag division. Yeah. And I think that the Revival are going to go instead.
Yeah, no, I think that's the obvious one. It must be so much nicer to be a SmackDown tag team than a Raw tag team, that's for sure.
As Big E said on Twitter.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of All Elite Wrestling, they've announced some new signings, but it's not in-ring talent, Adam. It's outside of the ring talent. A variety of positions. There's the commentary team, there's the announce team. Should we just get on with it?
Go on.
These were confirmed. I think these were all confirmed on the Road to
That's correct.
Nothing episode that was aired yesterday. The big one, of course, is Jim Ross.
Ah, God! Do your best, go on. Do your best, Jack. Yes,
no.
I've heard you do Jim Ross.
Have you?
Oh, big time.
Can I do I've got a few impressions in my locker, but I don't know if Jim Ross.
Do Jim Ross?
No.
Do Jim Ross? Oh.
No. Because in my childhood, my brother loved Jim Ross and would always do impressions of him, and it hurt. I actually don't like Jim Ross as much as other people because I've heard my brother mimic him for years.
What a great reason not to like the best commentator of all time.
Cody's reasoning for signing him at the end of the video was, they were like, why are you Jim Ross then? And he goes, because it's Jim effing Ross. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you're hard, Cody.
He's your mate.
Yeah, he's not my mate. I think he is my mate.
Yeah,
let's get that on camera.
Yeah,
your best friend.
Best pals.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting that this is one of All Elite's biggest signings, and he's not a wrestler. It shows the prestige and the power that the name of Jim Ross still has to this day. The Attitude Era throwbacks. I'm excited to see him. I think he's had very mixed performances over the past few years.
Well, it did divide opinion online, mainly I think because of his stint in New Japan, where he wasn't, he didn't seem fully researched on the guys. He kept mixing up people's names. He didn't seem to really know what was going on beyond the basics of the storylines, and he had to be guided through a lot of it by the other commentators. So
Yeah, I mean, that's not really what his role is anymore, I guess.
He's not the play-by-play guy anymore.
No, he's there because he's a draw in himself, as I say, and it's Jim Ross, and he just makes everything by default feel bigger.
So he'll be calling the action alongside Alex Marvez, who was seen on the video practicing alongside Cody, calling a match, and he was the play-by-play guy. You could tell he's good at that. And Excalibur, one of the guys who founded PWG, who just sort of brings the sort of indie edge to things. Like All Elite Wrestling was built on independent wrestling, and I think you need him to say that sort of weird little knowing sort of cool factor you need on commentary.
I think he was fantastic at All In.
Yes,
he was
he
really, really good. I hadn't heard him do commentary before, but he absolutely nailed it.
And also, first of all, my nemesis and rival in the interview world, Alicia Tout, has been Ambi, as her blog's called, has been announced as the backstage correspondent sort of thing. A role that she's really good in. We've seen her do for Impact as well.
She's very, very good.
Yeah, it's annoying. And also, for the ring announcing role, Justin Roberts. Brilliant.
Big fan. One of my favourite ring announcers ever.
Yeah, great.
He's so good.
Yes.
And he's still got it as well. I'm really sad that he left WWE because it's not like Tony Chimmel or something where he's obviously getting on in age a bit. Maybe he doesn't fit the company's image. Justin Roberts was still a young guy. He was still good. He still made everything feel special. Don't know why they got rid of him, but
still very handsome.
Still very handsome man, and his book's great. Send me a copy of his book, and he's a lovely guy.
In person.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him.
Oh right.
Wale Mania.
Very tan.
Very ripped. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Huge scoop.
Next up, Seth Rollins sat down for one of those exclusive sort of WWE interviews where he spoke about Dean Ambrose's impending departure, which at the 11th hour, it seems like it is more real again rather than a work. And we've been,
For months now, we've been flip-flopping every single week.
Yeah.
Is it real? Is it? He's not booked for WrestleMania. He's not even in the armbar. It's real now, isn't it? And do we look foolish?
I don't. I think you find I was the most...
That's not true. That's not true.
No. I did also do a bit of a flip-flop, but I was the most...
But not on camera.
If you put us all along a line on like a spectrum, I think you'd say...
Sam, me, Ross, you.
I think I was the most he's leaving, it's a shoot. Whereas Sam obviously was like, that's a work, you mark. So I'm delighted that it's not, because that's brilliant. So Seth Rollins commented on Dean Ambrose's departure. Obviously they've been friends for years, they've worked together. Loads, and you've got to imagine it's quite sad for Seth. As he says, it breaks my heart. I get it. I understand this place can be frustrating, and he's a guy that's been doing it non-stop for 15 to 17 years now. Sometimes you just need to step away and take care of yourself. I wish him luck in whatever he wants to do. So to hear Rollins admit that the WWE can be frustrating at times, that's big.
Yeah, it is big. I guess Dean, who knows what he's going to do next? I think he sort of insinuates here that he wants to take a step away. So maybe that presents the idea that he's not going straight to All Elite. Maybe he does just want some time off. He's just had a load of time off, actually. No, screw that.
Get yourself in some death matches right now, Dean. I think that something must have happened backstage in WWE at some point. As I was saying to you the other day, so many superstars now tweet whatever they want, and it seems to be without any fear. Yeah. Like it happens on like a weekly basis now. Some wrestler will come out with like a tweet that like 6 months ago everyone would have gone, whoa, I can't believe they've said that, they're definitely leaving. Now everyone just tweets what they want.
Yeah.
So do you think there's been like a more like you can do what you want backstage kind of?
I think it's mad if they have. I can understand like the frustration of management when people like they're I want to almost said employees there, they're independent contractors are tweeting things so negative about the company they work for, especially with the building hype of All Elite as well. I don't know where we'll see Ambrose go next. I think All Elite is probably the safest bet. The money is there.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that he's obviously a guy who is invested in his own character. He's been booked terribly for a long time now, ever since his heel turn. And obviously those creative frustrations have led him to do this. I think that's the most obvious thing. And fair play to him.
And I was just going to link that point back to the point I was making about Twitter and stuff, back to Rollins saying about this place can be frustrating to work. Now that's very different. It's not him going like the things that Revival, for example, have been saying. But it is kind of a sign that maybe they are being encouraged to, I guess, just be more honest or more real in interviews and stuff. Like with that whole Performance Center YouTube channel, it seems like the whole tone of the company is shifting slightly.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ambrose, the last time that we saw him, he wasn't on Raw this week. He was in a dark segment where he came out dirty deeds on Corbin, and then it was sort of misreported by a few websites, I feel. He went up to the turnbuckle, pointed at the WrestleMania sign, and everybody was reporting, hey, he's pointed at the WrestleMania sign. But then he pointed back at Corbin and did like a thing. He was basically saying, you're going to get beaten up at WrestleMania by Kurt Angle. Just like that. Yeah. Just like that. So I don't think we will see him at WrestleMania, which is a shame. I'd like one final send-off. That'd be nice. Yeah. Just one point. I don't think my shadow boxing is particularly more sloppy than Ambrose's, by the way. I think that's very much what he does. I agree. I could beat him in no. That's not what I'm saying in the slightest. Have you heard of Super Strong Style 16? Well, I know you have, but have you heard of Super Strong Style 16? Let us know in the comments. I feel like this isn't live, Jack. I feel like I'm presenting the one. Tweet in now. Well, we've been to a knitting festival in Shropshire. Super Strong Style 16 is one of the biggest wrestling tournaments in Europe, I think it's fair to say. Yeah. And it's along that and 16 Karat Gold in Germany are the two big ones, I think. Super Strong Style 16 is part of Progress's annual calendar, and it's basically a 16-man single elimination tournament, and the winner gets a title shot of their choosing. It's been won by some great wrestlers in the past, Travis Banks, for example, and also it's featured some huge names who are now in NXT or even WWE. It's featured guys like Cassius Ohno, had a really good run in it once. They often will announce a lot of their regular guys. Few surprises from places like Lucha Underground, like Aerostars in this one, for example, or indie guys. There's a guy from Canada whose name I can't even remember because I've never heard of him, but I assume that he's really good to have made it into this. And then towards the end, they'll save their big announcements for last. And one of their big announcements was very big. It was Kyle O'Reilly. He's going to be in Super Strong Style 16, despite being obviously a full-time member of the NXT roster. Yes. It's great. Obviously, I have the working relationship, but like I can't think of many people that it's cooler to get in a tournament like this, have him go quite far down it, because he'll go all out as well. You know, when they go and do these indie shows, the NXT guys, they don't hold back. No, and he's gonna be such a dick. He is. I want to go. It's in London. It's on May the 4th to the 6th. It will be on their on-demand service shortly after. The other confirmed names. There's one more to confirm after this. That's what I was going to say. He's not even the last name. No, there's one more. There could be someone really big. It's Travis Banks, Dragunov, Trevor Lee, DJ Z, Jordan Devlin, Darga. Other than that's Darga, Paul Robinson, Chris Brooks, Darby Allin, David Starr, Lucky Kid, who is fantastic, Artemis Spencer, who I'm unfamiliar with. That's the Canadian guy. Aerostar, and Chris Ridgway, who is also fantastic. A lot of great wrestlers in there. Great. A lot of mixture of stars. Do you want to pick someone? Do you want to pick a winner? Darby Allin's in there, of course. I can't believe I forgot. Lucky Kid just won WX Dubs. Yes, he did. Paul Robinson. He's not actually going to win it, but I bloody love him. I think he's the best heel in British wrestling. I'm going to go for Darga. No. Jordan Devlin's probably a safe shout. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Or maybe even David Starr. Starr's great. We'll let you know in May. See ya. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.